As we all know that IELTS reading is the most difficult module for many students, and if you are going to appear for IELTS exam in the next coming days, I advise you that you have to pick up a best strategy for you, which strategy that will help you to get your dream score. That might be 6 band or 7 band depending upon your requirement. So this video is about 3 strategies that can help you in exam. So choose one strategy that you think best fit your conditions. But before I share those 3 strategies, one thing that is, I think, the most important one, you have to pay attention to your listening. Listening affects reading. Listening affects reading in real exam situation. How? Because in exam time, listening module is done first before reading, and it has often been seen that the students who perform well in listening, their morale or their level of encouragement goes up and they perform well in reading too. So it is compulsory that you should pay attention towards listening and perform up to your best level, so that your motivation level should be high enough and your all mind, your all concentration should be on reading. So first, I would like to suggest to you that you should watch my video that is how to get 8.5 band in IELTS listening. This video is liked by many viewers, and it is much appreciated by the viewers. So I suggest you that you should watch this video before exam, because in this video I have shared many tips and tricks to get 8.5, even more, how we have to pay attention towards grammar, spellings, how to predict the answer, how to take care of various do's and don'ts at real exam time. So this video is fabulous, going to help you a lot in your IELTS exam, because I just want to tell you that listening affects reading. If you perform well in listening, definitely your performance will be up in reading as well. Suppose if you're not able to perform well in listening, you are not able to concentrate or focus during the listening, your reading module will also be badly affected by this. Your morale will be down. So first you should pay attention to your listening and watch this video for that. Friends, there are already many strategies for IELTS reading suggested by various YouTubers, various IELTS trainers. But here the strategies that I am going to suggest you, that they are very simple and easy to adopt. So I suggest that you should watch this video till end, because they will be extremely useful to you. The first strategy is, that might be suitable to some students, like decide your pattern of reading. For example, do that passage first which you are familiar with. You know, there are 3 passages, and in 3 passages there are 3 kind of topics discussed. So first of all, when you get your question paper, you see or check all the 3 passages, read their outlines or their title, and try to assess that do you know anything before any passage, or is there any passage or any information that you are already familiar with, or any article you have read about that in the past or during your school days, college days. Any topic is there which you know very well because you studied during your school days in the books. So search for that or look for that kind of passage. If you find such passage, so I advise you that you should always do that passage first, because you already know a lot about that. So it will be very easy for you to attempt your maximum right answers from that passage, and this will also build up your morale, and you equally perform well in other passages as well. My second strategy is that suppose if you are not able to find passage familiar with you, all the 3 topics are new for you, then the simple strategy is you should do your first passage at first number, second at second, and third number, because this is the easiest, and you are not supposed to waste your lot of time deciding which passage you should do first. Some students keep on searching and thinking about that at which passage they should start their reading, and they waste 4 or 5 minutes in this decision. There is no need to do such a decision. You straightforward immediately start your reading as you get your booklet, and first read the passages, and if you're not finding any passages familiar, you straightforwardly go to the passage number 1. It will save your time, and most of the students do this. The third strategy, which is very important and very useful, even I have tried this many times. This strategy is that this is a question based strategy. It means that you should attempt those questions first with which you feel yourself quite comfortable. You are comfortable with blanks, then you search for blanks. If you find the blanks in the passage number 1, do that passage first, or if the blanks are in second or in the third, whatever, you can decide from that passage. If you are too good in list of headings, likely you can start your reading test from the list of heading questions, or which paragraph contain the given information. So for that you have to decide in advance. You cannot take this decision at the exam time. You have to decide it 2, 3, 4 days before the exam, that whether should I go for the straight questions like blanks or list of headings, or should I start my passage from 1, 2 or 3, or should I search for the most familiar passage 1. And after that, the fourth most important thing that I am going to tell you is time management. Time management is a bonus tip that I am giving you in this video. It's very important. If you are not able to manage your time, all strategies or all the policies that you have made for your reading, they will be failed. So it's very important to manage the time. I suggest you that on the passage 1, you should spend 20 minutes at least, and on passage 2 again 20 minutes, and on passage 3 20 minutes. And in this way you will be able to devote your 60 minutes on all the passages. If you are good enough in reading, then I suggest you that you should spend 15 minutes on first passage, and 20 on second, and 25 on third passage, because third passage is usually a difficult one. And how can you save your time? You can save your time by number of ways. Don't read every word. Don't read every word in the passage. There are more than 900 words in the reading test, and if you read every word, you will never be able to achieve your time target. So what I advise you that you should go for main words in the sentences, like what are the key words. Look for that. You look for verbs or adjectives, and try to read 6-7 words in one glance. Then I suggest you that if there are some difficult names or terminologies, or the names of the scientists or philosophers, usually they are very big names, so you just read first letter of that name. Suppose there is a name Frederick Anthonson from the University of Quebec in the Montreal, Canada. So need not to read those such a long noun. You just read the first letter Quebec, and then try to read the further information. Another problem is seen that some students keep on reading the same question again and again. If you are not able to understand the question in the first attempt, just you give it second chance. If again the question is not clear to you, the best strategy is that skip that question and decide about it later on. You just put a cross mark before the question, so that you can later on able to find it that this question is not attempted by you. And if you have time, you can go through it, or otherwise make a guess for this answer. Some questions are really very difficult in IELTS exam, like MCQs of passage 3. So I suggest you that you can sacrifice these questions. If your requirement is 6 band only, then you need not to pay attention towards these questions. Usually in the passage 3rd there are 4 to 5 MCQs, and they are really very time consuming, because each question take 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes to read the question statement, then options, then you have to go for the passage, you find out the location, then decide about. It takes 4-5 minutes for one question. And it has been seen that Many students spend 15 minutes on these 3-4 questions, and the result is that they will not be able to attempt other questions. So these are the just time wasting questions. You just skip them and save your time and go to other questions that can be blanks, true, false, not given, or other kind of questions. And my last suggestion to save the time is, do not read more than 2 questions at a time. I have seen that some students read 4-5 questions at a time, and then again they read the first question, go to the passage to find the answer, and come back and again second question, third question, fourth question again. So there is no benefit of reading 2, 3, 4 questions at a time, because the mind is not able to hold all burden of all 4 or 5 questions. So just to focus on 1 or 2 questions at a time. And at the last, I would like to say that if you want to take more advantage of IELTS videos, you can also follow me on my other social handles like as Instagram and Facebook, and the link has been shared by me in the with this video, and you can take the advantage of videos on other social channels as well. Thank you for watching this video.